Roger, go for deploy.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Adventure Fit Radio. This one was a catch up with our great friend Kieran I'm Steal Your Girl Razka. Kieran is a photographer for a photo video for Adventure Fit Travel. He's also a great friend to Adventure Fit Radio and one of the funniest men. Some of the shit he said on his first ever podcast with us was some of the hardest laughs I've ever had at Adventure Fit Radio. So here's another show, super lighthearted, just a bit of travel bullshit for you all. So yeah, I'm not going to go too much into it. Just hope you enjoy. So this show is brought to you guys by Audible. So head to www.audibletrial.com/ADVF Radio. Get your free audiobook and a 30-day trial there. If you're not using Audible, guys, check it out. You can listen to books anywhere while you're on the go. It's the best product ever. We're also brought to you by Quash Creative. Head to quashcreative.com and mention to the guys there that you are a radio listener, and they'll give you a free SEO report or a report on your current or existing brand. Also, guys, we are brought to you by Adventure Fit Travel. Head to our website, guys, and check out all the cool stuff that we got going on. We've got all of our podcasts housed there, all of our epic bloggers are housed there, all of our trips that we got coming up. We got Iceland. It might be sold out by now, but check it out. We got Kokoda. We got Australia mini trip. We've got New Zealand. We've got Bali, Greece, and what else we got? Hawaii coming up. I am planning on doing a Galapagos trip, guys, which I keep getting asked about all the time. That one will be on its way soon. So, guys, head to www.adventuretravel.com, book yourself in on a trip, and use the code word radio. You'll get 10% off. Here's the show. All right, Razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz, Kieran Razzmatazz. Welcome back, my dear friend. How are you, mate? Are you well?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be back.
What's Pornhub.com?
It's just this website, that I go through daily.
Yeah. Is it it's like a Squarespace, like a hub of
kind of like Squarespace, a hub of all things nude. Yeah.
And what do you get out of it?
Just about 10 seconds of pleasure, So
You're a simple man to please, aren't you?
Yeah.
I am.
What's your go-to category, mate?
That's private.
Fair enough. Yeah. No,
we won't
enough.
go there.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show, Kieran Razka, Mr. Steal Your Girl.
In the flesh.
Yeah. The king is back, he said. Return of the king.
The mutts.
Mate, I haven't said that word for ages.
Return of the mutts
Since
waxer.
Mexico, I reckon.
Yeah. So why is it the return of the king? Like, who is the king, and why are you Mr. Steal Your Girl? Like, who are these people?
Well, I said Return of the King to you guys before because I was just mentioning that I was making the return back to amateur footy again.
Yeah.
Haven't played for 4 years because the hamstrings are made of Swiss cheese. So I was just joking around, just the ego coming out saying the Return of the King. But just you watch, I won't get a touch come game day.
And the cheese will get cut.
The back pocket.
Back pocket specialist.
The opposition will kick 10 on me. So.
We don't want to put him on the bench and have to talk to the bastard, so I'll put him in the back pocket.
Exactly.
Yeah, put him in the bench.
Otherwise, I'd be warming up, the bench.
Yeah, warming up the Swiss cheese.
Yeah, but Mr. Steal Your Girl, how did that actually come about?
Well, I don't know. Like, I remember that's a very long joke between us, and then Bill got around in the Mexico trip as well. But I don't know. Well, we found it. It was a meme initially. You showed it to me and started loving it.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Steal. Well, what is Mr. Steal Your Girl? Mr.
Steal Your Girl is I can't take it seriously. I can't talk about it seriously. Mr. Steal Your Girl is it originated from a meme.
A meme. Yep. A meme.
So it's just I don't know, really. It's just a face, an expression, and it's this kind of pout. And whenever I get in, I went through this phase, obviously of Mexico and stuff. Every photo, I'd rock this kind of blue steel pout look, and we'd call it the Mr. Steal Your Girl face. Yeah, we actually found some photo.
We did. We found a photo of a man who was Mr. Steele.
Yeah,
So
the
Mr. Steele, your girl is abbreviated to Mr. Steele.
Yeah.
But what does it actually mean, Mr. Steele, your girl? Like, if someone says you are Mr. Steele, yo girl, well, who are you? What do you do?
I actually haven't thought about it that in depth. It's just a funny thing to say, you know. But like, you
Do
can
you
make
steal someone's girl?
I think you're
can.
thinking too deeply into it. Here, Tommy, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon.
The face.
I just think about it on the surface, you know. But you can crack some jokes about it, like
Yes.
I don't know, Mr. Steal your gags, Mr. Steal your whatever. So
Okay.
yeah.
So we found one gag we made.
that's right,
Just
yeah.
do your gags.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Steele
that's
gags.
it.
All right.
Moved on from the grill and the mutts and
Yeah.
on to Mr. Steele.
Yeah, that's right. Well, part one of our episode with you was Mutts and Grill, and now it's Flesh and King.
Exactly.
Flesh King.
So,
And Pornhub.
Yeah, and Hub.
so Kieran, so you're here to break down Vietnam for us, are you? Is that
I am.
the word on the street?
Yeah, well, it is a travel round table,
Correct.
so I that's what I had prepared to talk about. So, shall I start?
I'm glad that you came prepared, mate.
Yeah, for once. It's a
You got your dingers?
first time. Yeah, mate, the 70 pack's just under the chair.
70 pack with the 750ml value pack of lube.
That's it, mate.
Oh, that's good. All right, well, let's get into it, mate. So Vietnam. Good morning,
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Good
Robin
morning.
Williams specialist.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. But
So you wake up in Vietnam. Where are you? What's it like?
all right, so Vietnam, in my mind, it is beautiful country full of rice fields, and it's.
Are you reading this off the screen?
I am. Mate, I'll just say
He's not fully prepared.
it's completely prepared, mate. I have 3 pages in a Word
You actually
document.
show us. Oh, you actually do.
Mate.
That's great.
I want to make this a good show for you
Okay,
guys. So.
fair enough.
All right.
You are a weird human being.
I'm not. No, they're just cues on the screen. But like I was saying, I had a terrible night of sleep last
Yeah.
night because it was my brother's birthday, and he was turning sweet 16. He had about 8 to 10 boys around, and
Oh,
they
so
were,
he's
Boys.
the fellas. Yeah.
okay. That's good.
So
Did
yeah,
they all have
no,
a sesh?
They had a sesh in his
Sound like
room.
French ambulance.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a bit sleep deprived. So
Yep.
these notes are definitely going to come in handy.
That's good, mate.
Yeah.
Good to know you can't talk off the bat.
So, all right, back to Vietnam. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I reckon some of the best food I've ever tried has come from there.
Pause for laughter.
It's not overly funny, this story. I'm just telling you about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, one of my favourite places in Vietnam would be Hoi An. It's a little countryside town that's near Hanoi, I believe.
Mate, it's written on the thing. All you have to do is read it.
No, I'm winging this. I'm just winging this. Yeah, so...
You're doing well. Keep it the street, mate. Keep it the street.
Thanks, Doc. Yeah, I'll ignore Tommy. Yeah, so there's a spot there. It's called Morning Glory. It's
really?
a restaurant.
Good
yeah,
sesh.
it's a
Bonus-
restaurant.
bonus
Funny
city.
name, but the best food I've ever
Best
tried.
things you've ever had.
Rice paper rolls, pho. That's how you say it
Pho?
correctly. Pho.
Oh,
Really?
as in pho.
Not faux.
Pho. Oh, no shit.
Yeah. That
Wow.
little what's it called?
Circumcision.
Circumplex.
P-H-O.
Surplex or whatever on
Yes.
top of the O.
Yes,
is
Really?
instead of oh.
So we say faux just like a bunch of fools.
That's the Western way to
Bunch
say
of
it.
bunch
but
of
like,
fools.
Bunch of feels. So
the correct
it's
way,
pho.
I believe, is pho.
Right. That's really interesting. Well,
Yeah.
you know, Nutella isn't actually pronounced Nutella.
Really?
That's the actual way to say Nutella. It's Nutella. N-E-W-T-E-L-L-A. Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Back to Vietnam.
Yeah. So, yeah, this place was amazing. Unforgettable food. I would have spent about 300 Australian there over
Good.
the course of like 4 or 5 days because I
Fine.
just love food. So, yeah, we're in Vietnam. Hoi An, we decided to go on a little day trip to this place called the My Son Temples. And this was about 120 k's away, so we hired the scooters, and I at the time did not have a driver's license or anything. So got the scooters, and my mate, who I won't name,
Nick Sargent.
unlike last time, I'm not going to throw him under the bus. Sarge was there, mind you.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say who this
Let's call
was.
him Nick S.
Nick S. Yes, we won't disclose his full name,
Sargent.
even though we
Sick,
just
sick
did.
Nugent.
Sick Nugent,
And
yes.
Sargent.
So Sick was, yeah, we were going to the My Son Temples. The bloke at the front who had the map was going, sorry, Mum, for saying this anyway, because she's going to hate this. He was going about 120 to 130 k's an hour,
Yep.
maxing out the speed on these scooters, these little shit boxes that
Yeah.
we hired. And like, we were just flying through the rice fields and stuff and like to get to the temples. But I had not had, like, I didn't have a driver's license or anything. And I don't know if you guys know what the traffic is like in Vietnam. I'm sure you can.
I can
imagine.
probably imagine through the traffic of Bali and
Yeah.
Thailand and what I've seen that Vietnam would be
Absolute
pretty well
Yes.
similar.
chaos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Death City.
So, all right, we didn't have helmets. I was in thongs, shorts, doing 120 with no license on the scooter. And
so
I had to
dumb.
follow this bloke at the front
Great
because he
story
had
of
the
like
map.
how Aussies,
That's how we
Aussies
die.
in
That's how we all
Southeast
die,
Asia.
yeah.
We had a physical map to get there, so I had to follow this guy. So, man, I was I was shaking. I was
Is it real?
actually sweating from concentrating so hard, like drooping with sweat.
cup.
But yeah, the one thing I remember is going onto a freeway, right? And it was a ramp about 45 degrees, then it went flat. And I remember going so fast onto the freeway. I don't know if this is just me exaggerating,
Yeah.
like extra mayo, as you say. But I actually got air onto the freeway. And I was at the back. I was at the back of the pack, and I was going slower than the rest of them. And I was like, what is wrong with these guys?
Yeah.
Anyway, I got boxed in by 3 trucks on the way to these temples, and like one in front, to the side, and one behind me.
Yeah.
And like it was on a bridge, so like it was just the bridge on the right side of me. And I was just sweating bullets. I was doing about maybe 100 k's an hour, boxed in by trucks, and I was like,
So
what
fast.
the fuck am I doing
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah,
Like,
no protection whatsoever.
No protection.
Mate, that's how you get pregnant.
exactly. Yeah.
That's insane.
So
So
yeah,
this was so this trip was when you were 19?
it would have been about 19, 20, I'd say. 20, yeah.
Because you guys all went over there. You did Thailand and Vietnam.
Thailand and Vietnam. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I couldn't go because I was allergic to pretty much everything on the menu.
yeah, pretty much.
So
Everything's
you-
just nuts.
Yeah,
over
everything
there.
was nuts. Yeah. So you got to Vietnam. And how many days were you in Vietnam?
From memory, it would have been about 2 weeks, and
2
we did
weeks.
3 weeks in Thailand, which is way too long. Because
Why so?
it's just
Party.
yeah, it's all debauchery. It's
Nice
all
one.
like
Just for the listeners, Kieran pointed at me when he said debauchery, which
Yeah.
means I have a great vocabulary.
Yeah.
you do.
Wash on
No, I learned that word from the last podcast. So
Nice.
there you go.
Debauch City.
Debauch City, that's it.
Debauching.
Yeah. Like, it's good in short bursts, I guess. But, like, when you're there for 3 weeks, it's more of the same thing, island hopping and stuff. And drinking and partying...
Gets old.
It gets old quick. Like, I want to travel for, the cultural experience. So, Vietnam was very refreshing after Thailand because it was just a new country. It was scenic. The people were great. The food was great. And we got to ride the scooters at 120 k's an hour. So,
surely other people would have been shitting themselves though.
mate, 2 of them pulled out because they're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do this. The guys with the heads screwed on the right way.
Yeah.
But all the other 4 of us fuckwits were like,
Just went,
nah,
did it.
let's do it. But
It's so tempting though.
It is. In
It's
hindsight.
so like when I was in Thailand the other day, I got on the scooters. Like I'd get on my scooter during the day when I was sober, just to ride around, just because it brings me enjoyment.
Yeah.
just like as fast as I could.
Yeah.
just wham. Did it for about 4 hours, cutting laps of Koh Tao. It's like a 20-minute back to start to finish island. And but then when I was drinking, when I was on the booze one particular night, I had this girl that was with me from one of the places we were going. I was taking her to another bar, and I'm like, let's go for a bike ride. Like before we go to the bar, we'll go for a little ride. She's like, yeah. And this is like drunk, helmets off, foot to the floor, just love it. You never
Recipe
feel
for disaster.
exactly.
Yeah.
You
Depending on
never
which way
feel,
you're looking at it, yeah.
You never feel more alive than when you're like bombing
About to
along.
die.
Yeah, when you're about to die.
It's the most liberating feeling.
It really
Dying.
is.
I still remember that. So, like, in
That's why I go to the
hindsight...
West Coast.
Yeah.
Jeez. In hindsight, like, I don't regret doing it, but I wouldn't
Do
do
it
it again.
Totally with you.
likely. But, yeah.
I reckon you would, mate.
It's funny you say that, actually, because I'll tell you very soon what plans I have for the future. But, yeah, one thing that stands out for me from that ride is just seeing my mate in front of me taking a corner. On the left side, I was behind him. On the left side was this, like, sheer embankment, and you couldn't see anything coming around the corner. So I was behind him, and this bus came around in his lane and practically went on 2 wheels, holding the horn down. I thought he was going to get flattened.
You're kidding.
And I was like, yeah. Like, I was like, this is ridiculous.
You're about to see a mate die.
Yeah.
So how
And,
close was he to actually getting hit?
It would have been the space of a few meters, you
Yeah.
know. But like, obviously, when you're there, like, it's a lot closer than anything you see in Australia. Like,
Oh,
close
yeah.
to Cole. But it was too close for comfort. Yeah,
Yeah.
And he was shitting him. He was shaking. Well,
So
shaken
can we just
up.
give like the first letter of who this person is? L.
A.
A. Oh. On. I like it. Yeah.
Yep. On. Yeah.
On.
Yeah. On. he has no
Oh, so how
idea.
is he?
He's good. He's good.
I can see why you probably kept you on the L there.
Yeah.
Paul asked a good old mate Adam on. Oh, sorry.
You got it in one though. Got it in one.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's another mate under the bus for the boys.
Under the bus, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, Vietnam was a fantastic place, and I'd highly recommend visiting Hoi An. Like the whole of Vietnam is fantastic. You can do the Cu Chi tunnels and stuff like that. Do the firing range, which was a great experience as well. But make
Do you know,
sure.
on the firing range thing, I had a mate. This is totally fucked, right? Sorry to cut you off. My mate.
Adam on.
My mate Stacey, this guy that I knew, he went to high school with a bunch of my buddies, and he went to a firing range. I asked him once. He'd been to Thailand 3 times in a year. I asked him once what his highlight was because I was heading there for the first time. This is about 7 or 8 years ago, and he said he looked at me dead in the eye. This guy was a bricklayer, like real kind of rough around the edges kind of guy. He looked me dead in the eye. I said, "What was the highlight of your whole Thailand? Like 3 times you've been there. You must love it." He looked me dead in the eye and goes, "Probably blowing that cow up with a bazooka."
Jeez.
Jeez,
Can you actually do that?
you can. You can do it in Cambodia or something as well, I believe
What
as well.
the
But it costs like it's like 5,000 something. I remember seeing this in Vietnam. Yeah, like
It's bucks, mate.
5,000 whatever the currency is. Like
Thai baht.
So how much-
Cambodia.
So how much is that Australian?
It would work out to be like no more than like $150.
You're
I reckon.
kidding.
Yeah, but you can only buy the one that Stace went to. So Stace went on a hike, and this guy asked him for a cigarette. I'm like, what the fuck? I said, what the fuck are you talking about, mate? He goes, mate, I'll tell you how it all happened. He went on a hike, and this guy asked him he asked this guy if he could hold his gun. Yeah, because there was this Thai guy that had a massive rifle, whatever. And Stace was like, "Hey man, can I have a hold of your gun?" And the dude was like, "Nah, bro, not happening." And so Stace was just standing there on this hike, and he started to have a cigarette. And so the Thai guy came up and said, "Hey man, can I grab one of those cigarettes off you? You can hold my gun." And Tice goes, "I'll give you the whole pack if I can rattle off a few rounds." So the dude goes, he's like a military guy.
Yeah.
Like just on some hike, they've just passed him on the way or whatever.
Yeah.
The guy goes, "Yeah, brother, here you go." So he swaps him like half full pack of cigarettes. Tyson gives him this gun. He gives Tyson this gun, and Tyson just points. He goes, "Just here," and he's like, "Yeah, just into the bushes." Tyson just sits there with like a fucking machine gun, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just goes,
Jeez.
starts rattling off round into the bushes, and then apparently the guy said to him, he's like, "Hey, look," the Thai guy was like, "Hey, look, if you like that, I've got a friend who has an undercover undercover shooting range, like a ranch." And here's his address, whatever. And it was real shady stuff. It wasn't the kind of shooting ranges that are legal that that they can promote over there. So anyway, Tice goes down there, and it's on this farm. Like it was a mission to get out there, and it's very, very like shady kind of setup. And so they bring out all these different weapons he can use, and the biggest weapon was a bazooka, like a proper on the shoulder bazooka.
Halo sort of.
Yeah. Video game style bazooka. And then so Tice goes, "Mate, give me 5 of those." And the guy goes, the guy goes, 5 shots, 5 shots. Give me 5.
5 bazookas.
Yeah.
He goes, to get back in Australia.
He goes, "Mate, you can only buy." The Thai guy said, "You can only buy 1 at a time." And he's like, "What do you mean 1 at a time? I want to have 5 shots. I want to give me like 5 of them." He goes, "No, only 1 shot. We don't have enough ammunition, and we don't have enough cows."
Why do they need to use live fucking targets?
So unethical.
Did I say Tyson? I meant to say Stacey.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen this dude in since this story. I've seen him once or twice in 15 years. But so Stacey, so he bought 1 shot. This is totally fucked. This is not cool, but it's a fucking strange story.
It's super strange.
So he loaded up a bazooka, went out onto a shooting range. They took him just basically like a paddock with a bunch of cows. He shot the bazooka, hit the cow. I said, "What happened, mate? What happened when?" He goes, "It just went."
Oh my god. How
at least
bad do you feel about that? That's insane. You literally like blew up a cow.
Yeah, he
You're fucking
vaporised
kidding me?
He vaporised the
It
cow.
vaporized a cow. And, like, shit went
he killed
everywhere.
a sentient being.
Yeah,
See, I
exactly.
can never do that.
No
Yeah.
way.
Hunting. I believe in the idea of hunting if you eat the meat.
Yeah, did you
Oh,
at
totally,
least turn
totally.
it into a burger or something?
Well, no, it was
Mate, it was
an air
blown
burger.
to
Just
smithereens.
blown to
And-
pieces.
yeah, wet.
You have to walk 2 Ks to get the remnants of the
A
cow.
dust burger.
It'd be like a hoof there, a nose there.
No, there was nothing.
It would literally just blow up.
Could you
Just
imagine
vaporised.
like a bomb?
Yeah.
He basically shot a bomb at this thing.
Yeah, exactly,
And
yeah.
it went.
That is insane.
Just vaporized into the air.
a cow. That is
Yeah.
insane.
How fucked is that? So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
ridiculous.
I could never. I can't kill sentient beings myself.
No.
I get a spider in the shower. I put a cup over it, chuck it in the backyard.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
absolutely.
But like I don't mind the idea of hunting. I've come around to it because if we eat fucking animals.
Yeah.
Unless you're a vegetarian vegan, then you don't really have any foot to stand on. Like
Yeah.
if you're going out hunting stuff and eating it, then you're kind of part of the food chain.
Yeah.
I couldn't kill something, but like a bazooka to a cow.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, like, I
next
believe
level.
on that same wavelength, I believe, like, you know, you're part of the land. You kill to survive, but when you die, like, I used to want to get cremated, but I don't want to get cremated anymore. I want to get like put in the ground so that like my body can be used to like
Decompose.
regrow that. Yeah, and put like a tree
Worms
over my
can eat
body.
you and stuff.
Yeah, shit like that.
Compost.
Yeah, compost. Yeah, just be
I'd
literally
love to
compost.
just fed to the lions.
I want to be a bin.
If I'm dead.
Yeah.
Feed me the lions.
Yeah, just when I'm alive. Yeah, got no reason to be here. But that is insane. Like, that's
Jeez.
up there. I was thinking in my head when you were telling me that story. Would I be able to watch a video of some guy blow up a cow with a bazooka? Moreover, watching like chickens getting tortured in a cage and stuff. I'm like, they're both on the same level.
Yeah.
Even though the cow dies faster,
Just blatant animal
it's literally
cruelty.
genuine animal cruelty,
Yeah.
and you can do
Well,
that shit.
it's not really cruelty to the cow. It's just animal slaughter.
Well, it's
Yeah.
cruel
Well,
to
it's
the
mindless.
family of
It
the
is
cow.
mindless.
Obviously, it definitely
Yeah.
is cruel. Like, it's above cruel. You know.
Horrendous. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So when are we going to do it? So what else, Mr. Steele? What else did you love over there?
On Vietnam.
What is the food like? Is it actually laden with nuts?
In Vietnam, none, not so much. It's very like refreshing, like the palate. It's on the palate. It's like a lot of mint, coriander and stuff, and very light stuff. Like the rice paper rolls, obviously, are very like thin kind of. I don't know exactly what it is. It's kind of thin
Yeah.
skin, but yeah, it's
weird, isn't it?
really good. It's a lot of vegetables and fresh produce over there, so it's good. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, make sure if you go over there, if you go to Hanoi up north, bring your jumper. I made the mistake of not doing it. And
Get a tan
I remember
in winter.
doing, mate, it is really hot over there everywhere
Yeah.
except up north. And
Right.
we did the cruise, the Halong Bay cruise, and I had to crank up the AC in my little cruise room to 40 degrees because I was that cold. And
Really?
I had to triple layer t-shirts and like
I love how you say crank up the AC.
Yeah, yeah.
Crank up
AC,
the aircon to 40
usually,
degrees.
Usually
Yeah.
it's cooling, but like I had to put on the heater.
Yeah.
I would say you cranked up the heater
The
there.
heater, yeah.
It was an actual AC unit.
Natural
so
AC.
That's why I said it.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
My apologies.
So what about the nightlife? Like, is there good like markets and partying and stuff over there?
It's it's sick. Like
Yeah.
we did a few bar crawls over there, and I remember there was this pub we went to, and we were aiming to beat the hand grenade record.
Oh, yeah.
Which was like it's just basically like a Red Bull, half something. I don't know. But there was a tally for each country, and Australia had like 80 something. And there was like 10 of us or something combined Australians, and we ended up getting like 130
Oh,
shots
sick.
for the night.
Yeah.
But I
10 of
remember.
you?
Pardon?
10 of you got 130 shots.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous
Jesus.
like that.
That's a decent-
Don't quote me on that. Like,
13 shots per person
Yeah.
for a night.
yeah,
That's a good
there
sesh.
might have been
Well, hang on,
more.
hang on,
There might have been more
5,
people.
10, 15, 20. Yeah.
You do the math.
13
yeah.
times 10 is 130.
Good work, Tom. So
Ah, sorry,
all I
hang on.
remember from that night is, this bloke sitting in the corner, and after doing a shot, I felt like having a sneaky munt. So I go up to this bloke, I was like, oh, can I have a sip of that? It was just clear liquid, and he was
Yeah.
sitting in the corner, just with his head down.
What?
And I was like, all right, thanks, mate. And have a sip. It wasn't water, it was
Nah.
moonshine. And I just immediately mucked everywhere, all over the ground.
so
I was
good.
just like, what is this? It
Yes.
was like, you know, when you drink something that's such a strong concentration of alcohol, like
Yeah.
it just triggers your gag reflex. This is what happened there, and I was just like, fuck, like I just wasn't expecting it.
So you would have had a first week thinking that it was water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, it came straight out, and so did the munt, but like,
Oh.
it was just gross.
Did you munt very close to where he was sitting down?
Pretty much, just on
him?
his foot.
On his
yeah. But yeah, like it's cool. They have this thing over there where you can actually drink like a shot of snake's blood, and you down the snake's heart, like a beating snake's heart as well.
What?
And you can pay like I forgot what's the currency over in Vietnam.
Turtle heart.
Turtle hearts, that's it, yeah. That's it. So, yeah, you pay 1 million turtle hearts or whatever it is to do this, and it works out to like be like 300 Australian dollars to drink this like beating snake heart with like a shot of blood.
I'll get a one snake's heart, thanks. Oh, that'll be 1 million turtle hearts.
Oh, sure thing, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think...
What is it with their issue in fucking animal cruelty over there? That's insane.
No idea. Well, was that cow thing was in Thailand, did you say?
It was in Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand are just... It's
next
just a
level.
loose area.
It's like anything that will get money off a dirty, fat Australian white person.
Pretty much. That's what it's turned into.
Yeah,
they'll
they
do
just
it.
milk
They'll
the
just do
tourists
it.
for anything.
Yeah, they'll milk the tourists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that's insane.
What about the sex trade? Is the sex trade pumping in Vietnam? Like, because
Surely you'd have some experience, mate.
when I did you have sex over there? Did you? No, but I mean, in all
wax some
seriousness,
ass?
though, in all seriousness, like Cambodia's like dirtiest. I haven't been to Cambodia, but like dirtiest of all. Thailand's fucking pretty rough. Like Phuket's a gross joint to be
Yeah.
around for all that stuff. Like, is Vietnam different? Is it like cleaner? Is there less of that shit in your face? Because that's the one thing that pisses me off about Southeast Asia is you just feel kind of a little bit gross in some of
Yeah.
it. Like when you're in Bali, and when you're in Phuket, you're like, this joint's fucking just...
Not much there.
You know, like fat old fucking... just men with like little tigers. It just really freaks me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had a girlfriend at the time, so
Fuck
just
anyone?
clear that up. But yeah, from like, I don't know, the experience with my other single mates and stuff, it's very, like, everyone is just happy to be, like, the people there are very just content and happy kind of thing. It's none of the stuff you see in Thailand, really. But, you know, there are the backpackers everywhere you go there, and there are obviously, like, fresh meat, DTF kind of things, so... yeah, you know, you can if you wanted to pick up, you can. It's like anywhere else.
Hang on,
I
we're
guess,
talking
where
about
there's
picking up, or are we
backpackers.
talking about... I'm talking about like paying for sex.
Oh, paying for sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirty sex trade,
No,
not
I didn't see
backpackers
any
to
of
hook
that,
up. Oh
to be
yeah, that's
honest.
what I
Yeah.
thought. I wanted to ask because like I think Laos and Vietnam are a little bit different, whereas Cambodia and Thailand and Bali are just like pumping sex trade.
Yeah.
you know, it's just
Bali as well.
Yeah,
Fuck
Bali would
yeah.
be ridiculous.
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole time I was in Southeast Asia, like, yeah, I had a girlfriend, but yeah, Thailand was ridiculous. Like, you know, you get the lady boys on the
Yeah.
side of the street,
Yeah.
and they actually go to you. You don't even approach
Yeah.
them. And they are, like, I think we touched
aggressive.
base on this in the last
aggressive.
podcast. Yeah, they're very aggressive.
But they also apparently look pretty, like, very hard to distinguish between male or female. They
Nice.
look
Apparently,
very convincing.
the one telltale sign is like the size of their hands.
Oh, yeah.
Like if they
What
have,
about their chin, though?
Size of their dick always gives it away.
Yeah.
yeah, that too. If you get that far,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you're lucky enough to
Sick
get that far.
nudging.
Yeah. Exactly. So, because you've had experience with that, haven't you?
What's that?
The lady boys?
Yeah, I told that story on the last Travel podcast.
Yes,
Travel Roundtable
that's
video.
right. Yeah.
but no, but like, but I was drunk as hell. But like, you could be dead sober, and you could be walking through Thailand, and you could be really, really well confused. Like
Yeah.
a real good-looking ladyboy is like a proper
Good-looking chick.
stunning looking chick.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's insane.
sometimes it's like, what the fuck kind of alternate reality am I
Yes,
living in?
yes.
that chick's hot.
So-
So she's got a dick.
Is it so? Why is that such a big thing though? Like how? So where
It's
is
like
why is the demand for ladyboys big over there?
It's like in Thailand, it's like a cultural thing.
Right.
So I believe, and I should Google this because I'm going to fucking butcher the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But I believe that when there's like, I think the second, like, if there's like two males in the family, like the second male becomes like like the first one stays with the family and works, and the second one becomes a ladyboy.
What?
Something. I'm not
Are you
joking.
genuine?
Yeah.
That's a massive call.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
They just become ladyboys. So it's a
Well,
cultural thing.
Yeah, it is. It's genuinely a cultural thing.
like even like the surgeries and stuff over there, they're like readily, like there's no questions asked. Like everything is readily available.
Yes.
Like if you want, say, you know, steroids or something,
reduction.
you can just
Yeah.
get it over the counter. And I'd imagine like there would be no questions asked. Like if you wanted to get the surgery to turn you, you know, man to woman or woman to man kind
Yeah.
of thing, like they'll just go ahead with it.
Well, isn't
So
that
it's-
interesting? Because like, only recently the whole sort of movement towards equality and transgenderism has become a massive thing in Western culture now. And like in our society, that's still very, very much at the forefront or like a grey area for a lot of people that don't understand it and aren't educated on it. But it seems to me like in Thailand or places in Southeast Asia where like it's intertwined in their culture. It's as normal as going to the supermarket and buying food for the week.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Going to the supermarket and slapping a pair of titties on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, slapping a pair of tits on. Yeah.
No, but it is. It's super like it's super common and acceptable and like a cultural norm. And I tried to Google it and I can't. Like, someone please comment on one of our posts. Tell me how
Give us some feedback on this,
wrong I may be. But I believe that's kind of the case.
It just makes you think, for me personally, like it makes you think how divided the world is sometimes. Like with this intelligence sort of revolution and with, social media, like you feel more connected than ever. But then little things like that. So because that is transgenderism. Transgenderism is the most insignificant piece of shit in Southeast Asia, accordingly.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, it's just part of their cultures. Like I said, go and buy food from the supermarket.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Like it's just so insignificant.
No, it's not.
But
It's
the
not,
Western
it's not a
culture
big
doesn't
deal.
understand it because it's so significant with us because it's weird. So like the difference in like putting labels on certain things is just so like we could learn a lot from these sorts of cultures.
Yeah, I suppose. And I think, it's definitely like the tide is turning now, obviously. With, like in America, there's like transgender toilets and all those gender pronouns that, Jordan Peterson talks about and so on and so forth. Like people are coming around. It's still, for me, like, I'm not going to lie, definitely the whole thing, it doesn't, I have no problem with any of it, but it confuses me.
It boggles my mind.
Confuses me.
Specifically because I don't have any first-hand experience with it.
Yeah, it's like when...
and I want to understand for sure.
Yeah, it's like people with depression that take their own life. You're like, we've all had like little bits of, social anxiety or like whatever. But I would love to. I wouldn't like to be there, but I'd love to put myself in their shoes for a second to understand the gravity of like what's going on in your head.
Yeah,
because it's the same pressure with like if you are a man and you feel like you were born into the wrong body and you want to be a woman, like that's got to be such strong pressure inside of your head.
So hard.
See, ladyboys, I don't know if that's the same. Like, I think it's just like more of a
rite of passage.
Yeah, almost. Like a rite of passage.
Yeah, but if that's just by that, but they're still the same thing. Like, the only difference there between a ladyboy and someone who is transgender, struggling with transgenderism, is the fact that they're looking at it in two different ways. A ladyboy is a cultural thing, so it's all good. And there's no pressure if you're a ladyboy because you're just a ladyboy. But bring that out to the Western society and it's like, oh, you're a transgender. Like, it's weird, Yeah. Like, there is no difference in being a man, dressing up as a chick and having sex with men, as opposed to doing the same thing on the other side, apart from social norms.
Yeah, for sure. And in the Western world, it's totally not really the norm.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's, I don't know.
Having said that, when I was in first year uni, I went over to America and did like placement for a day at a school in the US in Wisconsin. And we were doing psychology, and one of the classes was on like different forms of mental illness in different societies. And in certain Asian cultures, they went over to these cultures and spoke to them about anorexia, and these people could not understand how people would get so skinny by starving themselves. They didn't understand that. They were like, what form of mental illness could do that to you, where you'd have to like starve yourself? And they didn't understand like the pressures of social media and looking sexy and all this sort of stuff. And then on the other side, apparently there is a mental illness out there where Asian men feel like their testicles are going to fall off. So they somehow, and I could be butchering this as well myself, but like they somehow want to attach like a string with a brick on it to like make sure, it's like a form of OCD to make sure that it's like always there. It's like such a specific, intricate form of mental illness that like we all look at this and we're like, what the fuck is going on in their head? But then we all, because we've been brought up with the understanding that anorexia is a real thing, we look at that as like, oh yeah, she's got an actual eating disorder, it's fine. But over there, they're like, what the fuck? How is that a thing?
Yeah. Different cultures have their own like insecurities and stuff, which stem from like, mental disorders or issues kind of thing. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, just different forms of social pressure.
So Vietnam, hey kids, that's your Vietnam rap.
That was Vietnam.
I liked it, mate.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
Cool,
we
brother.
gained a little bit of Bit of knowledge there for sure. There were ups and downs. You know, we had our fun, but at the end of the day, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Exactly.
So that's good.
All
Bill.
right, so I'm going to review Japan in particular. Like Tokyo.
Yep.
Tokyo was a big one. Actually, I'll basically do my history of my travels through Japan. So Japan was a place that I was really like super keen to get to, just because it was so foreign to me. Like the culture was foreign. I feel like when I travel, if there's something that feels too at home and too normal to me, like Europe, a lot of parts of Europe, I'll probably enjoy myself because I'll be around good people, and that's one of the biggest parts of it, but I don't get super excited. So like I wanted to do Japan, and we did it on an Adventure Fit trip. So what we did, we went through Kyoto, then we went Tokyo, we climbed Mount Fuji along the way, and we did a day of whitewater rafting at a place called Minakami.
Yeah.
But basically, so Kyoto is rad. Kyoto is it's a old imperial city with like lots of amazing palaces and shrines and stuff, and it's just a really like beautiful little city, and it's got that whole kind of bike riding vibe. So you just get around the city on bikes pretty much. You do like the tour of Fushimi Inari, so the Torii gates, you know, the big orange gates that you see, like that's a shrine for the Japanese. The Golden Temple's sick. There's heaps of really amazing culture there, basically, like old Japanese culture.
Yeah.
It's kind of where the area where you'll see geishas, and you'll see like real textbook traditional Japanese stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas like when you get into Tokyo, it looks like fucking it was built by a kid who just wants to play video games.
Yeah.
Like the whole joint
Which is just awesome though.
Yeah. The whole joint is just straight weird.
Yeah.
Like I remember the best example of that when we got to Tokyo, I remember walking around a corner one day. I was just looking around. It's like Las Vegas, but as a city.
Right.
Like you go down all these little alleyways, or you turn the corner and it'll be a big open expanse, and it's all just neon lights and fluoro colours and just stuff. Everything's just in your face. And it would kind of just crack me up. I'm like, this is the fucking weirdest city. Literally like it's built by 14-year-old kids that had a fucking 10, thick shakes in 5 minutes.
Squishies.
You know? Yeah, squishies, 10 squishies. And anyway, I remember walking around the corner in one of the streets in Shinjuku, which is like one of the bigger kind of districts, and then walk around the corner and I looked up, and it was like a 40 floor building as far as the eye could see, and it was all, you could see the windows, but it was all basically yellow. It had one guy that was like Ryu from Street Fighter, but on steroids with larger hair, like a Gokuchu kind of Gokuchu. What's that?
Goku. Yeah, Gokuchu with a squishy.
Gokuchu.
Yeah,
I never watched that shit.
Go Pokemon Goku.
But there's like this dude who's like fucking looked like he was about 500 foot tall with a sword in his hand, and
Jacked as fuck.
Yeah, jacked as fuck with a girl with like double Z boobs with a sword in her hand.
Yes.
And I walk around the corner, I'm like,
with his sword in her hand.
who the fuck? yeah. I'm like, who the fuck built this city?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
It's
and then
sick.
It is sick. It is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I want to go.
There's so much like, and then
What's the technology district like?
it's crazy. So you'll go to either Shinjuku or Shibuya is a technology district. I can't remember off the top of my head. Shibuya, yeah, that's right. Shibuya. So that's where you basically walk into a building that'll be 20-story building, like a fucking department store like you've never seen before, and it'll be dedicated to small digital cameras.
They love their cameras there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really? Oh,
frothy.
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But then you'll go to like another department store that'll be dedicated to like TVs. The next one will be radios. Like it's fucking like ridiculous. It's ridiculous to try and shop there. Like it's just too much of everything, you know?
The best.
But it's pretty cool. But like the way they do their entertainment and their nightlife. So we went there and spent a night at the Robot restaurant. So like you go to this restaurant and you literally watch like, it's so hard to explain. You drink beers and watch robots fucking fight each other.
Really?
Yeah. There's robots. It's not like a real like robot war.
Okay.
There's like two or 3 or 4 big motorized robotic things that people. There's all these like go-go dancers and girls and guys and they're all hanging off each other and it's like 2 hours of the weirdest entertainment you could ever wrap your head around. You know?
Yeah.
And then like there's like the Owl Cafe where you can just go eat food, drink beers, pat owls.
Yeah. That's bizarre.
That is very random.
Yeah, there's a penguin cafe.
Yes.
It's just like it's like It's the fucking. I can't explain Tokyo any other way than just saying it's the strangest fucking joint you've ever seen.
Well, see,
built
like,
by children for children.
I've heard stories about Japan as well. In that they're so career driven that they've what's the word I'm looking for? They've sort of businessized the whole sex relationship. They've made sex and relationships into an industry, basically.
What do you mean?
So you've got you can pay these guys that just take you for a night out. Like you pay someone to go on a date with you at a club. You can
do
pay
it in Australia.
We can pay, but like they're not. Yeah, but they're not escorts though. They're really good looking dudes, and they make you feel really special. And apparently, it's a really high demand. Like women. Really successful career-driven women pay these guys, and they like take them out on a night out, make them feel special. You can also
just
buy
for the company side of it, obviously. Yeah, and you can buy an escort and do all that sort of stuff. You can also go to these like cuddle rooms where they basically like cuddle
made
cafe.
they made like pillow talk into like a business where you can go and just like talk to a chick about your feelings for like half an hour and just like have that like that stuff that you miss.
Yeah.
That's the other side of just the physicality of sex and relationships. Like, it's just insane. It'd be interesting to see where we're all like in 20 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's all just built around efficiency.
Yeah,
like
it is.
I work so hard. Like I need to get some sort of like, you know, emotional
pillow
feeling.
talk in, need to get my sex in, need to get my...
I need to get like some sort of what's the word? I need to get some sort of love in my life. I need to get these lovey feelings. So I'm going to schedule that in from 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. On my Thursdays with my,
exactly.
and jam it into the week there.
Yeah,
because
jam into the hummus.
Yeah.
The hummus.
But it's the weirdest joint, but it's one of the more like when you walk around Tokyo, it's just you're filled with like the vibes of just energy.
Yeah.
Because the city's just so pumping. There's so many people. Shibuya, the place that's the technology district, has the world's busiest crossing. So it's like basically like a roundabout.
It's a very famous.
Yeah, you go up to there's a Starbucks on the corner. You go up to the Starbucks and you can take like a time lapse photography. But it's rad. It makes you actually think that, like, when you're looking down at it and watching it, it makes you think that we're just like ants.
Yeah.
It looks like when you see ants pouring out of a hive, just run around crazy, like you don't know. You're like, these guys don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what humans look like.
We so are.
Yeah.
We so are. How do we know that the ants don't know what they're doing? They probably do know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And so, like, imagine why the fucking aliens are looking down on us going, these fucking humans are like ants. But then what are those aliens looking on their aliens like? Before you know it, mate. God.
Jeez.
God.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you reach that?
Just because, I was brought up to be, I went to a Catholic school and everything like that. Brought up going to church and everything. Call it a CEO, Christmas, Easter only. But after a while, we just stopped doing it. And I guess when that tradition died off, I kind of stopped believing, I guess. Like, I'm open to religion, the thought of it and everything, but I just don't. If I had a need for it, like, I think there'd be more incentive for me to, pray and go to church and stuff like that. But at the moment, I'm totally, I'd say I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you used to believe in God, or used to think there was, like, more meaning in the world than just what the world is or the universe is?
Yeah, well, I never actually thought about it because I was brought up, my relatives and stuff always pray, go to church. They're very religious, and they would say God bless you and stuff like that all the time. So it never actually struck me to think a bit deeper about it. But I would just pray for the kind of sake of it, just to because everyone else in the family is kind of doing it. But as I matured and got a bit older, it's kind of slowed down. And don't really believe anymore. It's
funny, when I was in Mexico, because obviously I'm like a passionate atheist. Not as much as I used to be. And when I say used to be, literally a couple of months ago. Just had a few things happen to me recently where I've just kind of been maybe step back from being such a fuckwit, But I mean, I'm still an atheist to in that sense. But when I was in Mexico and when us three, when we ran, remember we went to we put all our shit away in the hotel, and then we walked down to the beach. We're let's go to the beach, and then we walked to the beach. And we were in the Caribbean Sea, so it was looking unbelievable. We were looking up at the stars, and I was like, I don't believe in God, but I can see how people believe in God. because it was just so beautiful. And then you told me, he was like, this is not even like a good night. You know, like I was like,
I think
fuck.
I was
The
telling you
night
that.
sky,
Oh, you were telling me that. Yeah, you were saying that. Yeah, like it was just like everyone was just having such a fun time on the shoreline at a restaurant in Playa del Carmen. The temperature of the water was just beautiful. It was fantastic. The waves were just lovely. Like I was in pure bliss then.
Heaven.
Oh, I was in complete heaven. And like, yeah, it's just getting away from like the day to day and all that sort of stuff. Not that I hate my day to day. I love my day to day, but it was just to take it back to the roots of like living. It was just so good. That's yeah.
That's why I love going on like road trips and stuff like that, because you get away from, the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It allows time for like introspection and stuff like that. So, you can see the stars as well. Like it's beautiful because like areas where there's light pollution and stuff like that, cities and things like that. That's what I was telling you on the beach. Like we're right next to, I think it was in Playa del Carmen, I think we were at. So obviously you got all the like strips and stuff.
Yeah, killing
the stars.
Yeah.
That's why we had one in Kokoda, me and my mate Corey, when it was like third or fourth night, we looked up at the stars and we're like, fuck man, have a look at that.
Yeah.
So we're in the jungle in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Like away from any Wi-Fi, there was nothing. There was no lights whatsoever apart from campfire lights. There's no lights, no electricity. So we're looking up and I'm like, man, that's literally one of the best skies you'll really ever see.
Yeah.
You won't get... There's places they say it's the best, like it's like Keck Observatory in Hawaii, they reckon it's like the best of the best. But I'm sure there's many other places where you're right away from it. But like, I reckon for me, that time in Kokoda when I looked up at the stars with Corey, that was like, I really wanted to kind of cherish that little moment because it was like, I probably won't get another sky like this in a fucking very long time.
Yeah.
But I think that's got a big part to play in religion because people didn't understand the science of how we got to where we are now.
Also
for thousands of years.
10,000 years less knowledgeable than we are now.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what would you think? You'd look up at the sky and you go, "Fuck, there's got to be a God. What's that all doing up there?
Yeah.
What is this?
Because people need a leader. People need something to follow. When they don't know, they need someone to go, hey, this is what it's like. So people go, oh shit, okay, it's all good. It's all good. It'll be fine. And that's what I feel like it is for sure. But what was I going to say? So how are your road trips going?
Yeah, they're good.
Because you've been doing a lot of them lately.
Not a lot, not as much as I'd like to.
You're doing them every day.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
No, I recently went to along the Great Ocean Road, just with a few
Bit of a spit there.
Yeah, just a bit.
Literally saw that come out of your mouth, mate.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
With a couple of business partners, we went on a road trip just to get some team bonding kind of happening. And
did you all?
We did. Yeah, you don't need to say.
Nice.
But yeah, we just made a video and took a few photos and stuff and, familiarised ourselves because we have a content creation business. We familiarised ourselves with, the equipment and stuff like that. So that was really good fun. I love doing little trips like that, getting away, camping, and
It's good.
Yeah,
yep.
it is.
Did you get pretty deep in your chats?
Yeah, there's always deep chats, when you have the campfire going, toasting some marshmallows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's
Toast
good.
some hummus.
Yeah, toasting the hummus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, we got to wrap it up and leave it here, boys.
Yeah, short sesh.
Cheers,
Short
thanks
sesh.
for the
Very short
Vietnam,
sesh. Yeah.
the Vietnam wrap, my friend.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
The Vietnam 4.
It's good to see you again, and we'll be
Likewise.
getting you out on a trip soon, I think.
Definitely.
Let's
I'm
hope
very
so.
keen. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, mate. Until next week.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty, yo. All right, guys. If you enjoyed that show and you're a first-time listener, please hit subscribe. If you're a many-time listener, please leave us a rating and review. That helps us climb the charts, helps us bring you better shows and more of them. Also, guys, if there's anything that you want to check in on that show, head to www.adventuretravel.com/radio. All the show notes will be found there. Head to quashcreative.com, use radio, and they'll give you a free SEO report or report on your current brand. Also, head to Audible Trial, audibletrial.com/ADVF radio. Get 1 free month, 1 free audiobook. And last but not least, head to adventurefittravel.com, use the code word radio to get 10% off any and all trips. That's it from me. Peace.
Discovery Roger, go for deploy.